Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the All Star Wrestling Review for the 25th of July, 1981. We continue to go through these episodically. We've got the remainder of 81. I think maybe there might be one episode missing from the second half. And then there's two or so, or about 8 to 10 episodes from 82. I wish the 82 through the end of the run was available, but it's not. We open with the Moondogs in all of their very unique splendor here for that. Um, Featuring Pat Patterson interviewing Rick McGraw wearing a neck brace at ringside about the neck injury he sustained at the hands of Killer Khan during the segment. And McGraw said that he'd be out 6 to 9 weeks, and he uh, wished Andre the Giant the best in making Khan pay for the injuries that he had caused. Also, Martel Angaria versus Tag Team Champions Moondog title match from the 2581 Championship Wrestling as well. So, I mean, again, the Moondogs still major talents in the championship match, not exactly a surprise. Moondogs taking over on Garea early. Garea with arm bars and arm locks. Albano on the outside, continuing to support his Moondogs to the best of his ability. Garea taking the majority of the beginning of the match, dropping leg drops and other basic maneuvers onto the arm and the shoulder area of the Moondog. They brawl around the ringside area. Uh, Moondogs head to the outside in a hurry, not exactly getting everything they want out of the maneuver. Coming back in, and Martel switches places with Garea via a tag, of course. Baby faces are not going to cheat if they can help it, and hangs onto the arm of the Moondog once again. Moondogs cut the ring off on Garea for the second half of the match for a little bit here. We're about 10 or 11 minutes in, and eventually we do get the Moondogs being very unhappy, and the um, team of Martel and Garea do eventually get the victory. Second time tag team champions, happy though they are, and Pat Patterson certainly at ringside to congratulate them almost immediately. The fans at ringside also happy. I don't know if the plan was to do a hot shot title change for a couple of months or whether the Moondogs as a concept were not drawing to the way that Vincent J. McMahon wanted them to draw. Don't really know what the deal is there. Anyway, as we move forward, Kurt Hennig defeats Johnny Ross for what I believe is the second time. Unless this does not strike me as the exact same match as before, but they have done battle once before, and Hennig was successful over him before as well. Ross takes him down, bit of a ring general front face lock, and then Ross goes into hammer locks, tries to cinch up on Hennig, gets a pretty good go of it for the first little while, manages the cinch up pretty well, although doesn't get everything he wants out of it. Johnny Ross again with some punches, kicks, and basic maneuvers. Along the way, Irish whip attempted, but miss of a drop kick along the way. Ross manages to do everything he possibly can and manages to get things going in a positive direction. And kind of a clip on a leapfrog. Doesn't get all that's wanted out of that, but Hennig does get the uh, small package victory and 1, 2, 3. A secondary interview for the tag team champions after the celebration. Obviously, they are happy with the re-winning of the championship belts, and multi-time champions. Martel is happy, Garea is happy, and they are gloating, partially because Martel is French Canadian, as is Pat Patterson, and that is kind of I guess, an extra special win for Patterson when one of his own wins a championship, especially with so few championship back in the day. Remember, 2 singles championships and a tag team championship. The way that it should be. Maybe you can add one more singles championship, but anything more than that feels like overkill when you look at what being a champion should mean, which is one of the best in the world. Anyway, continuing forward, Andre the Giant defeating 2 men, Pete Mitchell and Jerry Johnson, handicap match 339, pinning Johnson with a suplex and a sit-down splash. Andre, of course, coming back a couple months after his injury at the hands of Killer Khan. Andre going to go on to take on Khan throughout the area. I believe he actually fell out of bed and broke his ankle at the time, but they obviously used it as an injury angle. Andre sending both guys together and, punch, kick, very basic stuff. Andre still agile enough here in 1981 to do a big splash, leaping in the air with the, I wouldn't say greatest of ease, but grace for a guy that's over 400 pounds and over 7 feet tall. Big suplex, almost muscling the kid up, and a win for Andre the Giant in 3.5 minutes or a little thereover. The interview with Rick McGraw. Basically, McGraw wishes Andre well and says that he'll be out for 6 to 9 weeks, and that he may have sustained more damage than he thought. Then we move to Greg Valentine in an enhancement match. Here, Valentine in enhancement competition, managed by the Grand Wizard, Jack Carlson, via submission. Valentine wins 344, putting the figure 4 on and actually re-putting the move on after the match as well. Shin Crusher by Valentine midpoint, as well as hammer blows. The Grand Wizard in all gold, decked out to the nines, and Valentine managing a couple of punches and basic stuff. Drop toe hold and other basic maneuvers by Valentine as well. But certainly Valentine gets the figure 4 and the victory, which that figure 4, of course, coming from Ric Flair. And as Johnny Fargo, Valentine had teamed with Flair in the Mid-Atlantic, so they're both using the move. Flair, of course, becoming world champion for the first time in the same year, 1981. Then we go to the last in the series of matches for the day, this time happening to be the Angelo Mosca match, which obviously is a very basic match, going to only run a few minutes. Mosca defeating Steve King in a couple of minutes. Punch, kick, very basic stuff. King doing the majority of the selling, and the backbreaker across the knee getting the victory for Angelo Mosca, who's still around, but kind of lacking in terms of a actual program. We'll be back with more right after this.